Your board.
Mayor Ambrosio Hernandez.
Here.
Commissioner Eleazar Guajardo.
Present.
Commissioner Bobby Carrillo.
Here.
Commissioner Ramiro Caballero.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Daniel Chavez.
Here.
Commissioner Ricardo Medina.
Present.
Commissioner Itza Flores.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Item B, Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation by Luis.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Dear Lord, we ask you for your graceful guidance as we build and grow this city. We put our trust in your hands that you will bless our community, our citizens, our customers, and our employees. We pray that you protect this enterprise and the investments we put into it today and always. Amen.
Thank you, Luis. Yes, Mayor, Commissioners, moving on to proclamations. Proclamation A, proclamation proclaiming National Day of Remembrance of Murdered Victims. And can the representatives please come up?
Good afternoon, sir. Why don't you have Eleazar? Why don't you introduce yourself to the public?
Yes, Robert Garcia. I'm the founder of the Rio Grande Valley Family and Friends of Murdered Children. And to my right is Marta Rangel, Yolanda, perdón, Alcalá, Teresa, their sisters, Miss Avitia and Miss Villarreal. We have 1, 2, 3 from here from the city of Pharr. There were victims of a homicide that impacted. This year marks 10, for me, is 10 years of my brothers murdered. And I have 7 things that I want to share with you that has transformed who I am today. And certainly I want to thank you, Mayor, members of the council. You have showed us great compassion, great dignity, and respect with this proclamations and throughout the year, and recognizing that murder victims are actual victims. And some of the community might still not aware that murder victims do exist, co-victims. And number one factor for that is because the victim is 6 feet under, and they really don't see the impact until, and that's why we do what we do, is to come forward and share that we are actual victims. And the pictures is a constant reminder the importance of bringing awareness to the community because of the long-term impact. 7 things. Love never dies. That's what has changed me and some of my members here. Parents share an unthinkable bond. We are grievers for a lifetime. It is a group that I would never leave, but it fills my heart with a lot of joy and resilience of this community and the impact of the families. We always have the empty chair, room, or space never becomes less empty. It's always a constant reminder. No matter how long it's been, holidays never become easier without my brother or without our loved ones. And the last one, because I know deep sorrow, I also know unspeakable joy. Murder brings unmanageable pain, suffering, and sorrow again and again. As I bow my head to my families and my group members that are here with me, I say thank you, and thank you for showing the meaning of unconditional love. My mother, Dalia, once told me before she passed, in 2015, mijo, mi vida ha cambiado. My life has changed. On September 13, 2011, I cannot explain the pain and the void that I have in my heart. And nobody will ever know unless they walk. Because there's nothing, and I mean nothing, absolutely nothing that I take granted anymore. I see life and a constant reminder when I see the sun rise every morning drinking coffee, the greater joy and the meaning of love and the unknown. I have my son Rogelio, Roger Garcia, to thank for that. Being his mom was the gift I ever been given. Even death can't take that away from me. And that was my mom, Dalia, 2015. 2 months later, she passed away. Passed away that I know that she is now rejoicing with my brother. And it's a constant reminder of that promise that I will come before you every single year if God gives me. Because I represent to Lisa, I represent Jonathan, I represent Rebecca and Magdalena, I represent Javier, Aditya, and Julio Villarreal. Those are the representatives that I represent and bringing awareness to this community and Hidalgo County and, quite frankly, the Rio Grande Valley. And without you all support, we can't do this. And so I want to thank my families to be here and the leadership and you, Mayor. You really have shown us that compassion and that dignify that we always yearning for. And in the memory of all the loved ones that are here, thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you for showing up today. I know we do this every year since I've been mayor. I mean, I know you've done it prior to that, but it's always a painful experience for everybody involved, because you're right. I mean, there is an element that affects and impacts its individual family as a whole, right? It's just not the unfortunate person that passed away, but it's the void that's left behind, the emptiness, the sorrow and the pain that you guys go through every day, and other families as well. And I can only tell you, I'm so sorry for y'all's losses. I wish I could personally do more for you, and I'm sorry I can't. But at least it's a token of appreciation, the fact that you're here. We will always be here for you at the City of Pharr. We'll always be here for you and your families, and any family for that matter, the Rio Grande Valley, because we know this is a very painful part of life, and it will not stop. And as your mom said, she was forever changed, and she took that with her, right? And I'm sure they're united in heaven. It's a painful experience, but we're here for you. We'll always be here for you. And thank you for coming today. With that, we'll have Commissioner Guajardo.
You certainly have the support of this commission. This is the proclamation. Whereas the National Parents of Murdered Children established September 25th as National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims is a result of unanimously passed resolutions by the U.S. Senate in October 16, 2007, and the U.S. House of Representatives on May 14, 2007. And as whereas the National Parents of Murdered Children believes that honoring the memory of victims who have been killed by violence and acknowledging the resulting long-term trauma for families, communities, and the nation is an important way of promoting public awareness and remembering our loved ones. And whereas in 2020, there were an estimated 20,000 homicides nationwide, 47 of which occurred in the Rio Grande Valley, with over 470 close relatives impacted, a number far higher than the number of direct homicide victims. And whereas survivors of homicide victims transformed their pain and anger into power and action by honoring the memory of their loved ones impacted by homicide. Through leadership, grief support, and advocacy, survivors are reducing violence and promoting prevention and policy change on a local, state, and national level. And whereas we urge all citizens of Pharr, Hidalgo County, to join the 9th annual Candlelight Vigil, as the sun shines in the Rio Grande Valley, you shine in my heart, to be held at Jose Pepe Salinas Memorial Recreation Center from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. Now, therefore, I, Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Mayor and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim the 25th day of September 2021 as National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. In witness whereof, I have I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Pharr to be affixed on this 7th day of September. City of Pharr.
Would you mind, you guys, coming up here, we'll take a photo with you guys for our records?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody. Item number 2B, proclamation proclaiming the 20th anniversary of September 11th, 2001 Remembrance Ceremony. Oh, please come up. Vanguard.
Vanguard
Academy.
Academy? Doctor?
Hello.
¿Cómo está? Professor Perez? Welcome. You guys will introduce yourself to the public who's watching.
Thank you, Mayor. Buenas tardes.
Tardes.
Narciso Garcia, Superintendent of Vanguard Academy. Just thank you for having us here this afternoon. And I know that there's a proclamation, but I'd like to get a little bit ahead. And obviously, we have Mr. Ray Perez, one of our social studies teachers from Vanguard Academy that's with me this afternoon. But we will be hosting a 20th anniversary memorial of 9/11 at our newest campus, Van Gogh, this Saturday at 8:45 to 9:45. And I want to invite all the commissioners and the mayor and the city manager for this Saturday. And it's just we're commemorating, the event and obviously just memorializing the event because it's something that happened 20 years ago, and we can't forget the 3,000 plus lives that were taken away that day, and obviously the thousands of lives of soldiers, right, that were lost the last 20 years in Afghanistan and in Iraq. So we want to make sure that we inform our public and our parents and different people that we're inviting, and especially our community leaders. So you all are invited this Saturday from 8:45 to 9:45 at 1407 West Moore Road, Van Gogh, our new campus, which was formerly the Oratory Academy. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I have the proclamation that we'll read to you. It seems like 20 years was just yesterday, and
Yes.
it's been 20 years, a long time. Whereas the city of Pharr and all its residents desire to express their sorrow for the 2,983 people who died in Manhattan at the Pentagon and in Pennsylvania field on September 11, 2001, in what remains the deadliest act of terrorism in the U.S. history. And whereas the land of the free, while grief-stricken, became one nation, united, resolved, and determined. And whereas the terrorists not only attacked American institutions and culture, history, they also attacked American principles and we the people. And whereas the city of Pharr and Vanguard Academy honors individuals and families who were directly affected by the September 11, 2001 tragedy. And whereas we, the American people, will keep the flame of freedom lit for those Americans that died in the tragedy. And whereas the city of Pharr, its neighboring cities, and Vanguard Academy also honor and recognize local heroes who contributed to improving the quality of life for everyone here at home. Now, therefore, I, Ricardo Medina, representing or in behalf of Mayor Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Mayor and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim September 11, 2021 as remembering and honoring the 20th anniversary of the September 11 at Vanguard Academy. In witness hereof, I have here unto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Pharr to be affixed on the 7th day of September 2021. Congratulations, and thank you for honoring the people that on September 11th. And I think everybody remembers that day. If you were born by then, I know that our young kids probably not, but
Right.
I remember that day very vividly, and I'm pretty sure everybody does as well when that happened. And it seemed it was only yesterday. It's 20 years ago.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
Dr.
Mayor.
Garcia, do you recall what
Yes,
you were doing that day?
I was in my first period U.S. history class teaching history when a colleague came in and informed me of what had just happened, and I, turned on my computer and saw everything as it was just happening. The Twin Towers burning down, and so it was. I was in the classroom teaching that morning at PSJ Memorial High School.
I see. Yeah, I always wonder what people were doing. One of my colleagues that went to medical school with was on the way home. He was actually on one of the planes that crashed as well. And I was in Galveston, just operating on an inmate, no less, and was rolling out when I looked at the TV and I saw the devastation in New York.
Yeah,
So
very
we thank
sad.
you. We thank you for your commitment, and Mr. Pettis as well, for always keeping this alive, because it's something we can never forget.
Yes, sir. And a lot of times, obviously, what happened September 11th was very important, right? But then for 20 years, we had been in Afghanistan, our troops, right, fighting for freedom and things like that. Freedoms that gives us the right of life and different things in our community. So, we've got to also remember the troops and the soldiers that were out there in Afghanistan and Iraq the last 20 years. Right?
Yes, sir. We all have had family involved in those conflicts. My uncle was one of the tank brigades. I don't even know what they've been called, but he was the one that was sweeping around in Desert Storm
Yes, sir.
as one of the tank leaders there. So he's since passed from cancer. So, but we've all had family members involved with this
Yes, sir.
ongoing conflict, and hopefully we'll never see it again in our lifetime.
Amen to that.
Yeah. If you can come up and so we
Yes,
can take a photo with you.
Yeah, we're going. Go, what was the city manager report?
Oh, yes, yes. Because we have your
Mr.
card ladies.
Yeah, we'll do that.
When are you gonna do that one?
And city manager, let me get the public testimony now first. Thank you, everybody.
Thought it was,
Item number 3, public testimony. Anybody signed up?
No, sir.
None. Item number 4, public hearings. Anybody signed up?
No, sir.
None. Thank you. 4A, public hearing. We have a public hearing to settlement service cases. Nobody signed up, correct?
No, sir.
Okay, item B, public hearing. This solicitation of comments from the general public on the 2021 tax year proposed tax rate for the city of Pharr. Yes, this has been publicized. Today is the hearing. Did anybody sign up for the hearing?
No, sir.
Thank you. Item number C, another public hearing, solicitation of comments from the general public on budget fiscal year 2021, 2022. Another public hearing's been publicized. Here's the hearing date. Is anybody signed up?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. We go on to item 5, city manager's reports. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, we have, about 2 weeks ago, we had the Miss Pharr pageant. So Marcela, can you please come up? And we have winners.
Hi, good afternoon, Mayor,
Good
City
afternoon.
Commission, Mr. Wiley. Yeah, on behalf of the Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce and our Board of Directors, we want to present and introduce our winners for the 2021 Miss Pharr Scholarship Pageant. We have our Miss winner and our teen winner. So I'd like to let them introduce themselves and then answer any questions you might have.
Hi guys, my name is
Hi.
Alexandra Valdez. I am 18 years old and I'm Miss Pharr.
Hello, my name is Arena Garza. I'm a 17-year-old senior at PSJ Southwest High School, and I am Miss Pharr Teen.
Nice. So where do you go to school?
I attend South Texas College.
Got it. Oh, well,
Yes.
congratulations to the ladies.
Thank you.
Now, is this our first annual that we do this, or have the city done this before? Ricardo or Bobby? You
I
guys
believe
did
the
it?
city had done this before.
we did it.
There's a winner in 2009, but we also had Miss Hub Festival,
Oh,
but we haven't had
that's
Miss
different.
Pharr. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
different event.
The actual Miss Pharr was with the vegetable show, which was like, 25, 30 years ago. That was the last
A
time we
while
used to have
back.
it.
No,
Yes.
we're so excited. And I did stop by briefly. I was working that day, but I did stop by as you guys were getting your rewards. And did you guys get your money?
No.
Not
yet.
Go,
It's on the
man.
way. It's coming.
250,000 or what was it?
I don't know.
Fell into that one.
No, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Don't leave because we're about to speak about Annie, right?
Yes, sir.
'Cause we want to show you guys where leaders like yourself are really important for a city. So you just give us thank you for coming. But
Yes.
we wanted, don't go. Can we get a photo with you guys? If you don't mind.
I got you.
Everyone ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you.
So just to finish off with the Miss Pharr and Miss Teen Pharr, for those of you that don't know, so it's a double family duo that pledges their eternal love and commitment to the city of Pharr. Miss Teen Pharr is actually the daughter of Commissioner Flores.
Oh,
So they both serve the city of Pharr. So
very
thank you.
nice. Congratulations. Okay, very
All
good.
right, yes, one more thing I want to add. About a month ago,
Yeah, before I get, because this is going to affect both, where are the ladies? There's one.
That's all right.
Oh, they're right next to each other, yeah. So obviously a pageant is not just looks, right? That's not what it's about, right? It's about leadership skills. So what you guys represent, it's a way for you to move on to your educational goals, right? And so don't forget those because they're going to be playing a very large part in your life. And you're going to get to meet a couple of those really role models for you in the city of Pharr, which is about to announce, right? And it's relevant to you because they're the same gender as you. So anyways.
yes, Mayor Commissioners, thank you. About a month ago, we flew in a person that we were interviewing for ACM. It was my recommendation to y'all to hire her. We did hire her. She finally started Monday, Miss Annie Reeves. Come on up.
You want to come up and say hi to the public? Sure you do.
So it took her a month to get here because she came all the way from Alaska. She is a Pharr native, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. No, you can look at us.
Over here.
That's like the
At
camera.
the podium.
Oh, I'm like, wait.
That's okay. You're in front of the
I
podium.
was just Lola Limon at the vegetable parade in 3rd grade, so I was never Miss Pharr.
That's okay.
Lola Limon is as good as I get.
So if you can introduce yourself and tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about your educational background.
Yes. So my name is Annie Reeves. I grew up in Pharr, Texas. I went to Geraldine Palmer, to Buckner, to LBJ. I mean, I went all the way, graduated from, well, at that time it was PSJ North, I believe.
PSJ High still.
Everything's changed because
Yeah.
it's been 30 years. So from there, I wanted to see the big wide world. Went to college in San Antonio, received my bachelor's degree at UTSA with communications and public relations. I later went to law school, graduated with honors from St. Mary's School of Law. And then life grabbed a hold of me and I ended up in Alaska, where I've just returned. And I'm very excited to, first of all, that the city put their faith in me and what I can bring to the table, but just the opportunity to be able to come home. And I was telling the mayor earlier today that it feels like I have been chosen to be part of an incredible team that is very busily working towards building a legacy for future generations, because I can assure you guys that what I left here 30 years ago, I have to use MapQuest to find my way around. It has grown so profoundly. And so to be able to be part of the team that is now envisioning what's going to happen in the next several decades is just an incredible opportunity for me that I'm incredibly honored to have received. So thank you for trusting me, for having me here, and I'm going to work really hard not to disappoint.
I have no doubt, and we're really excited you're here because I wanted the ladies behind you to know that they really should aim high. And let me give you a couple more examples of this year alone. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So not only Annie, right?
Yes, sir.
And this year alone, for instance, we have also in Public Works, Ms. Garza, right? That we were promoted. Where's she at? Oh, okay. Can you come up here? Okay. Also, for our Chief Communication Officer is Michelle Lopez, right? Where's she at? I saw her. Can you come up? And of course, for our chamber, we just met her. You met her, Marcela B. Where's she at? Is she still here? Melanie has been a beacon in Pharr for a while, but now she's moved on even more so in another leadership role as OSC Director, Ms. Melody Cano. Where's she at? There she is. And of course, our Director of External Affairs, who's growing by leaps and bounds in the department and bringing the much needed resources to the city of Pharr, Ms. Cindy Garza Reyes. Where's she at? You want to come up? Can you guys slide down? Right where Michelle's on this side of the podium. Good. So I just wanted I wanted to be sure the public knew the great leadership that we have in the city of Pharr. And it's a pretty diverse group. And I wanted the ladies behind you, who are the winners, to realize that they really should aim high, because look at all the professionals that we have in the city of Pharr. And this is just a snapshot, right? We have many more. But we're really proud of the fact that we have a diverse group. We have a lot of really bright people in the city of Pharr, leading the city of Pharr into the new century, so to speak. But without you, nothing gets done. And we have a great city manager who then builds upon you, right? But his leadership is what's guiding us and making it happen. But without you ladies in this leadership role, and among others that we haven't mentioned, but I just want to show a few because it's happened this year. Pharr would not be where it is today without your perseverance and the fact that you guys are go-getters. And I want the public to know that. I want them to put their name to the face as well, but also the ladies behind you who just became part of the city leadership, because that's the way I see the two young ladies behind you. To aim high, don't settle. Aim as high as you want. Really, just write your own script for your future, whatever you want it to be, and you can do whatever you guys like. Please don't ever forget, these are exceptional role models for you ladies. If you have any questions, concerns, or just a little confused of what's happening, talk to them, because they're setting the stage for you guys to succeed. So I want to congratulate you ladies. It'd be great if we can get a picture of all of you guys with the two young ladies up here. you don't mind. We just turn around. You guys want to come up, please?
Probably the rest of the directors too. Famous. no?
Yeah.
Annalee,
Yep. Annalie,
Carla.
Carla, Patricia,
Even
up there.
Uh,
And
Char-
where's Veronica? Oh, she is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica.
Yeah. Hired this past year too.
Huh?
We hired her this past year
Well,
too.
they put it here. I asked them to put it here.
And Patty was 5 years old. Yeah, she was mistakes.
¿De dónde?
Mistakes.
No, de que
1954. They cover us up. You should go up.
Yeah, you're commissioner. Desde la lista, con Verónica.
Yeah.
Que sí, para que me suban another female leader out there.
Guess you were putting milk in there, but she's not department. When we put Bobby in there, he acts like a girl sometimes.
Sí. Hazte para acá. You're coming out on the. Team Pharr.
Yeah. Yes, sir. The only thing I have left, thank you, girls. Congratulations, everybody. And don't leave. There is a small reception for the Miss Pharr, Miss Teen Pharr, and for Annie. I'm gonna recommend we go into executive session in a minute, so don't go eat everything before we get out. Last thing I have on the city manager report, city engineer's report, mayor. The reports in the packet, all projects are pretty much well on track. If you have any particular questions, city engineers in the audience.
Okay. In accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, the Pharr Board of Commissioners hereby gives notice that we're convening closed non-public executive session to discuss the items listed in the public portion of the meeting agenda in accordance with the following. The time is 4:34.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Wow.
Now we're gonna breeze through the rest of the meeting.
That was a long.
What's the one, Bob?
Yeah, he had to go. He had another meeting, he said.
I have a delivery at 6. It's 5:56. They haven't called me.
Time 5:56, we're back. Open
All right.
session.
Sorry, everybody, we took a while, but business is business. Consent agenda 6. All items are routine, non-controversial, and can be enacted in one motion, should you so choose.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 7A, consideration action, if any, on ordinance amending Appendix A, zoning Article 7, Section 1.70A7 to the Code of Ordinances. Yes, this is changing the setbacks along the expressway to make them more developer-friendly. This is second reading. Staff's recommend approval.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 7B, consideration action, if any, on ordinance setting speed limits on Sam Houston Boulevard. Yes, this is the first of 3 readings. We did do a speed study. The study engineer is recommending the following: from Veterans to Cage to go from 30 to 35, and from Cage to Jackson go from 30 to 40 miles an hour. Staff is recommending approval.
Move to approve. Second.
Second.
So
Discussion.
how did you guys, who's Omar, right? So from I Road to Cage, you want to go to
30
35
to
from 30
35.
to
35, and
increase
right
it.
now you're 30.
Yes,
Okay, and then on the other side of Cage, you want to go to 45?
to 40.
40.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
Why the difference?
The different traffic patterns, so they do put counters, and depending on like the spacing of entrances and stuff like that, you know, you can't have the speed limit too fast. So
Oh.
that's the 85th percentile, you know, of the statistics of all the traffic moving. So they try to keep it at the 85th percentile.
So is this a collaboration you did with TxDOT, or who'd you do this with?
We hired an engineer consultant, KCI, that did the study.
That's what they do?
Yeah, that's their specialty, traffic studies.
Okay. Commissioner Medina?
Yeah, just wanted, I had asked Omar earlier, how come we didn't include Ridge Road? Because Ridge Road is also an area that people have gotten tickets because they're going speeding.
Sir,
So
it's not 75 miles an hour, sir.
But yeah, but can we consider that and do a
We-
survey? And
So
see
let
if
me ask, we can consider it, Commissioner. The only problem with West Ridge Road is a lot of the property is still undeveloped. So it won't be an accurate study, and it limits the entrances we can, the faster you go, the less entrances you can have along there.
Okay,
That's the only problem, but we can do it.
okay then.
What's the current speed limit on Ridge?
30 miles an hour.
30, they go 45, but it's 30.
Chief? It's
Yeah,
30
it's
miles,
real.
I don't even know.
It is.
Right?
Should be at least 45.
But we can do it either way.
Yeah, we can
I'd
do this.
order it.
We can
See what it
add
looks
Ridge
like.
to the speed study.
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7C, consideration action, if any, on ordinance amending ordinance number 078-39, speed limits on Veterans Road, which is I Road, for the segment between Owasso and Javelina Drive. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, same speed study consultant we used, the results of the following. Starting on the north side from Owasso to Expressway to go from 30 to 45. From the Expressway south to Moore Road, go from 30 to 40. And from Moore Road to Javelina Drive to stay at 45.
Move for
That was
approval.
recommended approval.
Second.
Why do you have a gap of 40, then you go to 45 and?
That area is a little bit more congested. That's where you got the HEB, Walgreens. So there's a little bit, the volume of traffic there is a little bit tighter. So you can't, the speed limit there, the 85 percentile, about 40. So they're not traveling as fast there.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Yes, sir. 7D, there's an error in the wording of the agenda item, so we're recommending no action on that one. 7E, consideration and approval of ordinance authorizing the issuance of City of Pharr, Texas International Toll Bridge System Revenue Bonds, Series 2021, approving an official statement, authorizes the execution of purchase contract and making provisions for the security thereof, delegating authority to certain city officials to approve all final terms of the bonds, and authorizing amendment to the city's budget to appropriate such proceeds for purposes authorized herein, and ordaining other matters relating to the subject, and declaring an effective date. This is on the first and final reading. We're issuing $20 million to cover the DAP 16 projects.
Move to approve.
Second.
If, we're Cindy. Oh, if we're, this is our local match, is that what this is? All right. If we issue, I guess it's a question for you. And Carla, if we are able to acquire funds from the Recovery Act or new federal funds coming through and it's allowed for infrastructure, are we then able to allocate these funds and pay off that 20 million? Like next year versus having to be stuck with a bond for X amount of years? Okay. Just want you guys to remember that because there may be some infrastructure money coming through.
Yes,
that
sir.
we can utilize and place up. That's all.
So the question is, like, if we get to get.
If you
the
get $20
funds
million tomorrow
Mhm.
from the feds for us to use in infrastructure, and we decide to use it because we don't have other projects to fund, we use 20 million.
Yes,
Are we able to pay that?
I don't think so, based on the requirements from the Recovery Act, what I would think.
No, don't worry about the Recovery Act. I'm just saying, if you get it, okay, because we'll deal with the Congress, but if we
Okay.
get the funds, I'm just saying, are we able to pay this off, this note off? Are we
So-
bound that we can't do it?
What he's asking is the bond covenants, what's the minimum payback? 5 years,
Ándale.
10 years, 1 year?
That's what I'm asking.
It's 10 years, and we have here our financial advisor, in case we can
Oh,
go into.
David.
Yes, David is here from PFM, but I think your question is that, yeah, we will be tight for 10 years.
Unless we go
Like
with a
to
different
pay,
structure.
yes.
That's okay.
Un-
I
unless
just wanted to
we go
double
for a
check.
different
And
structure, or-
what's the rate that you guys got per?
So, Mayor, for
Yes,
these,
sir.
for these specific bonds, we have not sold in the market just yet.
Oh, okay.
Right, just yet.
You're gonna
So-
go out and get it.
Correct. So, but to answer your question, it's got a 10-year call, these bonds. However, if for whatever reason we come upon a lump sum of money, we can do what you call a defeasance, and we can build an escrow fund to pay that debt with these monies that you're referring to. you can use that to pay these existing bonds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
But you couldn't pay it off
So that-
early,
Well,
earlier than 10 years.
you could pay it off earlier than 10 years if you got the full amount. You just set up an escrow to do a defeasance. So
Right.
the defeasance would be set up separate and apart. That would take care of paying off the bond debt. And then the
Right.
additional monies that the bridge has no longer have to be allocated to
that's fine.
debt service.
That's actually
Okay.
great. I just wanted I want it off our balance sheet, right? So I want that debt to be realized somewhere else. And if we can set up an account like that this can be paying it off, it frees up our credit line to do something else later. I just didn't want us tied, for 10 years, our credit line, but it won't be if we get extra funds and we're able to set it aside, like you said. So I'm good. All right.
Right.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 7F, consideration action, if any, on resolution for nomination of candidates to Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors for 2022, 2023. At this time, the existing person we've given our votes to is Albert Cardenas.
Oh, well, that's good.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 7G, consideration action, if any, on resolution appointing and reappointing 2 regular members and 2 alternate members to the Plan and Zoning Commission. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, the 2 regular members are Luis Mardegar and Danny Wiley. They wish to be reappointed. As far as 2 alternates, they did not want to be reappointed, but we'll bring it back to you for some additional names.
Okay.
So move. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 7H, consideration and approval of resolution declaring the expectation to reimburse expenditures with proceeds of future debt. Yes, sir, this is for the bridge, 16, Carla? For 16? For 16, yeah. For the bonds that we just approved, we'll be spending some money, city money on it. The general fund will be reimbursed by the proceeds of the bond.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 7I, consideration action, if any, on resolution determining the public necessity to acquire certain real property, give notice of an official determination to acquire real property for public purposes, establishing procedures for the acquisition of market value for the property to be acquired, and directing the city manager or designee to communicate offers to owners for the purchase of property, appropriate funds, and authorize condemnation proceedings by city attorney contingent on available funding. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, we've been talking to property owners about an additional nature park. We've come to some agreements, and now we need to execute. So staff's recommend approval.
Okay.
To approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 8A, presentation of the proposed budget fiscal year 2021-22. Carla?
We did 8B already, right? An executive session.
Yeah, we'll cover it.
Carla Saavedra, Finance Director for the record, again. This is just a presentation of the proposed budget. As you notice, one of the public hearings was for the solicitation of comments for the proposed budget, and the word states it's proposed. So there's still, this is preliminary and it's still subject to change. So what you have in your package is not final yet.
Okay.
We will be reviewing it within this next week and bring it again to commission on September the 20th for final adoption.
So that'll be the last time we'll revise it. You can always have amendments, but that'll be the
That is
official
correct.
budget. Okay.
Correct. So if you have any questions, I guess just let me know.
Good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys. No action on that one, just a presentation. 8B, we took up an executive session already. 8C, consideration action, if any, on the economically disadvantaged county program application for Twin Span Bridge, CSJ 0921-02-479. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, and the $40 million we are issuing for the building of the Twin Span Bridge we're going to construct. The monies come, as it's an international bridge, from Federal Highway Administration. They are the parent to TxDOT, so TxDOT has to be involved. So what we did, we went to TxDOT to get an AFA. They're going to give us $2 million. They usually pay 80-20 split with the cities, so our 20% is $400,000. Once we get into the EDC program, we'll knock it down from $400,000 to $140,000. So we'll recommend approval to go ahead and submit the application.
Approval. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 9A, consideration action, if any, on agreement with Hollis Rutledge and Associates for lobbying services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Is he here?
Ah, está atrás.
I was gonna recommend denial, but I'll be nice.
So we can't turn it down because he's here.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 9B, consideration and action, if any, authorizing the city manager to approve the advertising with Inbound Logistics A Thomas Company from New York, New York, for the amount of $50,000 for a period of 12 months. Yes, sir, this was brought by the Bridge Board. Bridge Board approved it. It's advertising for the National Bridge. Is it to approve?
Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, Commissioner.
Why we're getting somebody from New York to do the advertising for us?
Luis, please.
New York City. For the record, Luis Bazan, Bridge
They're the guys
Director.
that do the hot chili, I mean, that commercial, remember? New
They're
York
not
City.
necessarily from New York. The company, the founding company is based out of New York. But we've been doing that for several years now. We even do it with World City. World City, the ones that publishes our trade numbers on a year-to-year basis, they're based out of Miami. So what this does, it allows us to actually get into these other areas where we would normally not go into for advertising. We've done it in California, we've done it in New York, we've done it in Mexico City and in Miami. So it kind of takes us all over the country and into Mexico. But the guy that runs the operations is actually from Mexico. He's from Mexico, and his brother owns a transportation operation here in Reynosa, right across the river from the bridge.
Oh,
Great. Any further discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Yes, Mayor Commissioner. 9C, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to repair fire apparatus unit 312, which is Rescue 4, utilizing Siddons Martin Emergency Group out of Pharr, Texas, in the amount of $81,132.46, utilizing by board cooperative purchase contract number 571-18. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, if y'all remember, a couple of weeks ago, we had a push-in ceremony for the new rescue truck.
Mhm.
So the one this truck replaced, which was the old Rescue 2, which is gonna be the new Rescue 4, was gonna be traded in. That truck was kind of run into the ground because it would respond citywide. It's still a good truck, just needs some love and care, some repairs. So we decided to keep it, and we're gonna send it to Station 3 or 4. Station 4 on the south side to respond to anything south of the floodway. So we split the city up, we get longer life out of both vehicles. Yeah, for $81,000, we recommend to keep it in service.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 9D, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to enter into a master equity lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for lease of emergency and non-emergency vehicles for the city of Pharr, utilizing Sourcewell contract ID 060618-EFM. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, if you remember in the budget workshop, we proposed Enterprise Fleet Services to replace our vehicles. This is the contract to get those vehicles.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Don't forget, this is Pilar, right? Is this yours, Pilar?
Oh.
Or who is this?
Olga now.
Olga, okay. Don't forget that we're supposed to be using local
Yes,
vendors
sir.
when it comes
When they add them to the
to
list.
oil change or whatever it is that they need. Because local means, to us, local means far, just so we're not confused. So make sure we did that. Okay, any further comments? Otherwise, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 9E, consideration action, if any, on acceptance of Expressway 83 elevated storage tank rehab project and release of final payment and retainage in the amount of $23,865. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, this is Texas Water Development Board money. The project is fully complete and the tower looks great.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
9F, consideration action, if any, on acceptance of change order number 1 for the wastewater treatment plant oxidation ditch number 2 and electrical improvements phase 1 in the amount of $2,500 and an additional 50 calendar days. Yes, sir, this is additional calendar days is the big ticket item here. There was a lot of delay with the freeze and the AP couldn't provide power out there, so we got a little backlogged. Staff's recommended approval.
Move for approval.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 9G, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to award supply contracts for the purchase and delivery of citywide uniforms. We want to award to International Apparel Warehouse as the primary, and then there's 3 secondary companies we can award to if the first one could not perform. Staff is recommend approval. This is going to make everybody look the same. Right now, Public Works has colors. Janitors have a different color. The lawn care guys have a different color, so we're gonna standardize everything so everybody looks.
What color? Okay.
I don't know what colors. Ignacio, where's Ignacio? What color are we picking? I don't know.
¿Qué color? Uniformes.
Navy blue.
Navy blue. Okay.
Right.
Any other questions? Yes. No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 9H, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to ratify interlocal agreement with Edinburgh Consolidated Independent School District for emergency medical service, special event services. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, the school year started in between meetings. Edinburgh ISD reached out. They needed a coverage for the football games, special events, stuff like that. So we did enter into an agreement with them. We need to ratify it. We do dedicated standby to games.
Second.
Where are you, Danny? Are you gonna wrap those vehicles if it's I don't know how long your contract is, a year, 2 year, what, but are you gonna wrap them with their logos?
No, so the contract, if I'm not mistaken, is only for a year, and they're only paying us hourly while we're there. So we're using the vehicles that we have now.
All right.
If we sign something longer, then they will consider wrapping.
Well, once you talk to them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I need we have first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Go back to item, the uniforms.
Yes, sir.
We spoke about it, but did we vote on that?
Yeah, you'll vote on it.
I believe, Mayor and Commissioners, there was,
We vote.
Assistant City Clerk
No,
didn't catch the first or the
Oh,
second motion.
yeah, because we're talking about the colors.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah, blue, but now we have to
Yeah.
have a motion.
There was a motion.
I second the motion.
So you got that?
He second.
Okay. So do we need to vote again?
Oh, you unanimous.
No.
Anyway.
Okay, you just wanted to get, all right. Go ahead.
Alrighty, 9I, consideration action, if you want to change order number 2, the amount of $220,793.22 for additional scope of work for the northbound lanes and second BSIF exit. Yes, sir, this is, TxDOT kind of changed their, and GSA kind of changed their standard. When we went out for bids, they were fine, specifically, the gates. The gates were 2x2. Now they're a 1x1, which is the squares, how tight the squares are. They're more heavy duty. That's a big change. There's some conduits that got to go across the ditch also that they're asking for now. So this is all new stuff that came in.
Move for approval.
When, is that TxDOT building open yet?
No, they're still working on that the gate to gate. So they're anticipated to complete it in July of next year.
Of next year?
Next year. So.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 9J, consideration action, if any, on agreement with Hollis Rutledge. Ooh, you're back.
Oh, my
And
God.
Associates and the City of Pharr for Community Development Block Grant Administrative Services. Yes, Mayor Commissioners, the resident expert we had on staff, Mr. Santiago, is leaving us. He's going to the county. I think he's going, right? Where's Cindy? Going to the county, right? He was the one trained in CDBG. Till we get somebody up to par. We don't want anything to fall through the cracks, so Hollis is gonna help us out.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, how come
Yes,
6 months? 6 months, you're gonna get somebody and train and everything?
Hopefully, if not, we can extend.
Okay.
He's gonna try it.
As long as he doesn't increase the charges on us.
$500 a month, right, Hollis?
What happened to $5 a month?
No, after 6 months, and
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
9K, consideration action, if any, authorizing city manager to approve and repair of lift station number 6 utilizing Southern Trenchless Solution out of La Feria, Texas, in the amount of $230,850 should be through Buy Board Cooperative Purchasing Contract number 635-21. Yes, sir, this is an emergency. That lift station is in dire need of help. It's been running on its last leg for a couple of months now, so we want to catch it before it completely goes out.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Where is it?
Lift station number 6.
Where's it located?
Where's Ruben?
North Pharr.
That's the one on Sam Houston?
That's the one right next to the utility
Right
building.
next to utility building, Sam Houston, East Sam Houston.
East Sam Houston. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Thank you. 10A was just consultation. We already took care of it, and that's all I have.
Move for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. We are adjourned at time 6:18. Thank you, everybody. Oh, tell them to go eat out there, no?
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, there's a little reception out there. Hopefully, they're still there. Everybody's went over there. Sorry, we took a while.
Yeah.